Dear children, this video is for class 8 and the subject is science. You are noticing a slide here and it consists of various pictures. Then what these pictures are relating to? Yes, you all are absolutely right. They are representing the natural resources which are found abundant, isn't it? And we all are using these natural resources regularly, knowing or unknowingly. But how are these resources actually formed and how we get them? That all we are going to learn in this next chapter, that is coal and petroleum, which are also considered to be one of the natural resources which are being utilized abundantly. So let's begin this chapter. Then to begin with, first let us know what are resources. We use various materials for our basic needs. Some of them are found in nature and some have been made by human efforts. So these all are to be the resources, and all things which are obtained from nature, they are called natural resources. So the resources we get naturally from the nature, we term them to be as the natural resources. So are these natural resources classified? Yes. So natural resources, they are classified as inexhaustible and exhaustible. So in inexhaustible resources, we have two types, that is renewable and non-renewable. So resources can be broadly classified into two kinds: inexhaustible resources, exhaustible resources. These resources are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. So whatever human activities may be done, but these resources will be not harmed or affected. So we term them to be as the inexhaustible resources. So example is sunlight, air. Exhaustible resources. The amount of these resources in nature is limited. They can be exhausted by human activities. So the resource which is available is in a limit. So if you or we human beings keep harming it, what happens? They start depleting, they start becoming less, that they are saying. So for example, forest, wildlife, minerals, coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. So as there is the use of it in more quantity, what happens? Then the resources start reducing. So they come under the exhaustible resources. Natural resources. So natural resources like coal, petroleum and natural gas, these were formed from the dead remains of living organisms. So we call them to be the fossils. So these are also known as fossil fuels. So what is all about that is the dead and decayed remains of the animals and all starts depositing into the earth's crust, and due to the huge deposition, what happens? These get deformed there, and these act as the remains of the living organisms, and these are also termed to be the fossil fuels, which are formed after millions of years together, not only in 1 year, 2 years or decades we can say, but they take millions of years together to form these resources. So in that coal which is been maximally used, as well as which is maximally people have been very comfortable in the usage of it, and many devices were being invented with the help of coal, and many functionings also are being done from the ancient times with this resource, that is coal. So how it is, what is its structure and all? It is as hard as stone and is black in color. Coal is one of the fuels used to cook food. So you will be very much familiar with this, because some of them, they utilize coal for cooking in their houses, or you'll be using it for some kind of at the functions and all, to put some of the instance things wherein it helps you to get the smoke. So coal is being used there. Earlier it was used in railway engines to produce steam to run the engine. So steam, to produce steam, the heat should be generated. So the coal was being very much used there. It is also used in thermal power plants to produce electricity, which is now also in process. Coal is also used as a fuel in various industries. So what is the story of coal now? So about 300 million years ago, the earth had dense forest in low-lying wetland areas. Due to natural processes like flooding, these forests got buried under the soil. As more soil deposited over them, they are compressed. The temperature also rose as they sank deeper and deeper. Under high pressure and high temperature, dead plants got slowly converted to coal. So the dead and decayed of the plants and the living organisms all together converted to the coal after the deposition of millions of years together. So this is the image of a coal mine wherein the coal is being extracted. So let's watch a video to know more about this.
Where do we get coal from? Millions of years ago, the earth used to be covered by trees and plants. These plants died in swamps around river banks and got covered with soil and mud. As the years passed, the weight of the ground along with the earth's heat converted these dead plants into coal. To extract coal, it needs to be dug out. Coal is usually found in layers or seams underground. As plants die, they sink into swamps and get decomposed into peat. Ground heat and pressure remove hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen from it to leave mostly carbon. This is what we know as coal. Coal is classified by its carbon content. The greater the carbon content, the more heat it gives off when burnt. Use coal to draw. Break a piece of coal that you can use like a pen for drawing. Try burning different types of coal and see which one burns the quickest and which one the slowest.
So that is what it was about the coal, how it is being formed. So you can try the activity. It is simple and easy, children. So coal. As coal contains mainly carbon, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. So this whole process is called to be the carbonization. Since it was formed from the remains of vegetation, coal is also called a fossil fuel. When heated in air, what happens? Coal burn and produces mainly carbon dioxide gas. So it will release the carbon dioxide gas when it is being burnt. So where all this coal is being used, that is Coke. It is a tough, porous, and black substance. It is an almost pure form of carbon. So, carbon, when you are seeing in a crystal form, it is nothing but a coal, we can say. Coke is used in the manufacture of steel and in the extraction of many metals. So, in this, the coke is used, and it is also one of the coal which is found. Next, coal tar. It is a black thick liquid with an unpleasant smell. It is a mixture of about 200 substances. See children, not one or two, it is the mixture of 200 substances because of the huge deposition of different types of fossils there. Products obtained from coal tar are synthetic dyes, drugs, explosives, perfumes, roofing materials, paints, etc. Naphthalene balls used to repel moths and other insects are also obtained from coal tar. So these are the different uses of the coal tar. Then coal gas. Coal gas is obtained during the process of coal to get coke. It is used as a fuel in many industries situated near the coal processing plants. So wherever the coal plants are being there, they are using the much usage of the coal gas. So many industries use this as a fuel. So today we have discussed about coal, history of coal and useful products of coals which we get. So to understand these concept, you need to read page number 56 to 58 in your textbook so that you will come to know a particular idea about this topic. Until then, thank you. Have a good day.